and welcome to the Petrello Report, my weekly chance to offend one of my coworkers. I'm sorry, Mr. Rohde. This week, I sat down with Mrs. McAndrew to see what she's been up to.
All right, there we go. We're here this week with our beloved nurse, Mrs. McAndrew. How you doing, Miss
I'm
McAndrew?
I'm good. I'm doing well.
That's great. I'm really excited to have you on the show today. What have you been up to lately?
Lately, well, this past weekend, Memorial Day weekend, I went and opened up my camp up in the Adirondacks, and it was beautiful up there. So I did that. I celebrated my dog Sadie, just celebrated her fourth birthday, and
Oh, that's nice.
yeah, and then we planted our garden this weekend. We got that all in. And then I planted my flowers. So that's really it. I was at school today. It's so sad being there when I go in because everything's so empty.
Yeah, right. And where's your camp in the Adirondacks? Where is it actually?
It's in the foothills of the Adirondacks. It's on the Black River in Forestport. It's about 20
Oh,
minutes
okay.
before Old Forge.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Um, cool. That's nice. That must have been nice to get up there.
It was really nice. We thought the black flies were going to be terrible when we went up there, so we didn't plan to stay. And it was beautiful. There were more black flies here when we put our garden in at home in Pompey than up there.
Oh wow. Well,
Yeah.
that's nice. Good you had a nice time with that. What are you I was curious of this. You said you were in school the other day. What have
Today.
you been? What are your responsibilities now that we're working
Oh,
from home?
so like Patty Feeney and I, we go over a lot of our protocols and different things, and we're looking at different scenarios, and we're kind of working a little bit with some other nurses in other school districts, just trying to figure out some different things of what we might have to do when we open in the fall. Plus, we have to get ready. So I have all my kindergartners coming in September. I have to get all their charts ready. Have to get them all registered. Um, I have to get all my medications that I have at school back to the kids at home. So we have a lot of things like that. And we're kind of waiting for the state to give us mandates and guidelines because a lot of the pediatrician offices were closed over during the past few months, they weren't doing physicals. So we're going to be behind on a lot of paperwork. So basically, Patty and I have been doing a lot of paperwork.
Yeah, a lot of paperwork. Yeah, that's interesting. For any of our kids watching at home, Mrs. Feeney, she's the nurse at the middle and high school.
Right.
In case any of you guys are like, who's that she's talking about?
Right. They'll get to know her soon enough.
They will, they will. She's fantastic. Um, Awesome. Well, let's move on here. Tell us a little bit about yourself and where you come from, because I don't know if all of our students know this, you weren't always a school nurse. You didn't
No.
always work for a school.
Right. No. So my dad worked for he was in the Air Force. So we moved when I was younger. So I started school in Norway, and we lived outside of Oslo, Norway, in a little town called Rudsvang. I used to speak fluent Norwegian. I don't anymore. I can read some knitting instructions, and that's about it for my Norwegian, and I can count to 10, and that's about it. My dad spoke fluent Norwegian the entire time. Um, and then we moved back, probably when I was about 7 or 8, we moved back to the United States. And then we lived in Utica, and I grew up in Utica. I went to nursing school there, and then I moved to Syracuse, and I ended up going back to college. I went to Syracuse University, and I became a nurse practitioner. So I was an orthopedic nurse practitioner for quite a while until I had my twins. And then I sort of kind of took a leave of absence, and then I started working at Fabius Pompey, and this was just my 16th year that I'm finishing.
16 years.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a long time. Do you miss anything about being a nurse practitioner working in
I do.
private practice?
I do. I miss taking care of fractures and dislocations, and I used to be able to do like mini surgeries, nail bed repairs and stuff like that. So I really miss a lot of that. But I do teach suturing still for the National Academy of Nurse Practitioners, and I usually do that in June. Of course, it was canceled this year. So so I still get to do some things here and there. But I miss that. I miss the just, the autonomy and the independence of being a nurse practitioner. Although being a school nurse, you're pretty independent too. No one else at school tells me what to do. They don't want to tell me what to do. They're usually like, here, can you do this? Right?
I don't blame them. I wouldn't want to be messing in your domain whatsoever.
No.
I
have my cup, by the way. I have.
That's nice. What's it say? Thankful.
That's thankful, and then gratitude.
Oh, that's nice. I went for the Star Wars cup today.
Oh.
Actually.
One of our students had a Star Wars birthday party on Saturday. He had a drive-by birthday, but I missed it because I had to go to camp. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. You good old Star Wars. I'm running out of mugs at this point, actually. This is one I usually don't drink out of because it's really big, but I had to like look in the back of the cupboard and like really search like what haven't I used yet? Like good thing we only have a couple left for my mug's sake. Anyway, we're gonna move on here right to a little segment here that it has to do with what you do at school normally as a nurse. It's called it's a little question and answer. It's called "Do I Need an Ice Pack?" Now, I have 6 or 7 little scenarios here. And this can be informative for some of our students. You can tell us if I need an ice pack based on these scenarios. Okay, so here's number 1. I have a headache.
Well, it depends because sometimes kids just say they have a headache because they want to get out of class. But I know my kids that normally get headaches. So
is that a yes if it's a real headache?
If it's a real headache, absolutely, along with a drink of water.
Okay. Yes, and hydration, that's important. Here, write that down. Okay, here's one. I fell down and hurt my knee. Do I need an ice pack?
Well, it depends. Again, it depends. Do they have a little bump on their knee after they fell? Did they fall really hard, or did they just slide off their chair and bump their knee? If they just slid off their chair and bumped their knee on the floor, they probably don't need an ice pack. But if it's in gym and they were running on the gym floor and they slid and fell on their knee, then they might need an ice pack. Because it'd be more trauma. Okay,
so it's got to be pretty serious. Okay, this is probably going to be similar to the last one. What if I ran into a wall? Say I was in gym class for this one and I ran into a wall.
So what got hurt? If they ran into the wall and hit their head, their forehead, or anywhere on their head,
everything hurts. I have a lot of problems.
I don't know. You could get one for your head.
Okay, you're just giving them out now, I guess. Sure, you're gonna have. It's too hot.
You got to get a drink of water.
Oh man, no. So no for that one.
And you can get a cold, wet paper towel.
Okay, paper towel. Not the same, but that's okay. Jeremy has one, and I don't feel good all of a sudden. Do I need one?
No.
But Jeremy's looks pretty cool. Can I have one?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes. You can get a cold, wet paper towel.
It's not the same. I'm bleeding.
Then you can get a Band-Aid.
Okay. But no ice pack?
Well, it depends. Like, are you bleeding because you got a paper cut? Well, then you get a Band-Aid. You don't need an ice pack for a paper cut. Come on, think about it. It's called common sense.
This has quickly become my favorite segment of the show.
bug
Fair
bite.
enough.
Everyone comes to see me because they have a bug bite. I cannot, everybody gets bug bites. I don't have enough ice packs for bug bites. So if kids get bug bites, they can get a cold, wet paper towel.
Okay, bug bite. I gotta add this to my list now. Bug bite. No,
No,
you don't get one.
no.
No, ma'am. Now here's another ice pack related question. What's in there? Because always the school ice packs are squishy, but normal ice packs that I think of at home are hard. What do they put in there? Why is it
So
squishy?
it's squishy because it's a non-toxic gel. That's all it is. It's a gel. It's non-toxic. It could be ingested and it can't hurt you, but obviously you don't want to ingest it. You don't even want to cut open my ice packs. That's a big no-no. If I catch anybody cutting my ice pack or stabbing it with a pencil, they don't get an ice pack again for a long time.
You're done. You're taking. Don't stab the ice packs.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Don't
here's
want to
my
lose the
friend.
gel.
Sorry.
That's great. We have a visitor.
This is Sadie.
This is a birthday girl and everything.
Yes, I'll send you her birthday picture and you can show everyone her birthday picture.
Oh, that's great. I think that the editors just really got really excited
Oh,
because
good.
they were all of a sudden they were like, all right, the dog's there. We don't gotta put it in there.
Yeah, so
Now he's just really sad.
Aww.
She wore a crown on her birthday.
Well, that's cute.
Yeah.
That's really cute. Alrighty. So here's my last set of stuff. Sometimes when I do these interviews, I think, what do I know about this person that maybe our students don't know, or maybe some of the other staff at the school don't know? But you are quite the reader, and not only a reader, but a speed reader.
Yes, I am.
How fast can you read?
Well, I'm not sure now how fast I can read, but a 200 to 300 page book I can read in about an hour and a half.
So how many books then do you normally read, like say a week?
Okay, so I haven't been reading that much lately. I don't know why. I just haven't. I've been just doing different other things. But normally during the school year, normally I read maybe 4 or 5 books a week. Pretty big books. Like on a weekend, like on a Saturday, I read like 2 or 3 books.
Wow.
So right now I'm reading a book about Galileo's daughter.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Where do you normally get your books from the library? Because the library is closed down now. What are you doing?
So they're closed down, but I belong to the digital library through Onondaga County, and I also belong to the New York City Public Library.
They have a lot of.
They have a ton of books on, electronic books. So I read them. I have a Kindle, so I read my books on the Kindle. And then sometimes I might buy a book from Amazon.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering because I haven't had to go to the library because I don't read nearly as quickly as you do. And so I've been stuck on my Lord of the Rings I did I don't know how many more episodes ago now. I'm finally on what is the Return of the King.
Oh, okay.
So finally I read at a much slower pace than you do.
The Twilight books, they're pretty thick books.
Yeah.
And I read those in about less than 3 days because my girls wanted to read them when they were in middle school. And I thought, well, I think they were in 6th grade, so I wasn't sure if I should let them read the book or not. So I read the books, and then they ended up not reading the book. They just saw the movie, and that was it.
They just watched the movie. That was good enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah, I love to read.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, that's our time here. Thank you, Miss McAndrew, for being on the show here today.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for having me, Mr. Petrello.